William's going to New York in September. It's going to be a big event, all for his Earthshot charity. But has someone else got their eye on taking the crown, quite literally in the media circles, away? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. Hope you're keeping well. Let's have a wave. Yes. I know I'm having to grip on, you see. Yes. As I told you before, I've got a new stick. No good in the wind. That's the problem. Unless you take out sandbags, then it's a bit like Dad's Army, isn't it? Which, of course, can I thank you for watching that beautiful tribute for, all those years. 55 years of Dad's Army. Where has that time gone? And it just proves, doesn't it? Perennially good fun never goes out of style. You can watch any episode that you've watched a few times and think, still very funny, isn't it? Now, something that's not funny and has to be taken rather seriously is this possible ongoing battle now between the Prince of Wales, Prince William, and of course, at some point, one of his own family members, although be it very distant now, Meghan Markle. Let me explain. Now, as we know, in September, we can look forward to a visit to the wonderful city of New York. This particular royal visit plans to go without any of the drama that happened way back in May when Harry and Meghan went to pick up yet another piece of plastic for the Women in Vision Awards, followed by, of course, that, well, catastrophic car chase that nobody's seen any footage of. How embarrassing must that be? But of course, seemingly people can fire back and don't suffer from embarrassment, or do they not? What's interesting here, though, is that according to a very good source, it looks like Meghan will be planning to relaunch herself at this particular period, and in cahoots with someone who obviously has given up the ghost to receiving any possible interview with Prince William, the Prince of Wales, upon his arrival in New York. We're talking about the CBS morning presenter, Gayle King, old gobby Gayle that can't keep it zipped and tells the world about how the relationship between the king and his youngest son hasn't moved forward. Remember that? Well, gobby Gayle, you see, has now managed to land herself a brand new, amazingly, format on CNN, as if he didn't have enough problems. Now, ratings are plummeting over at CNN, as is ad revenue, but they're banking on Gayle, who they're spending millions on, to come up with this brand new interview format. We told you earlier on in the year that she had hoped at least to try and land an interview with Meghan Markle. Now that's moved up a notch further, shall we say. Meghan and her team will deny it. Gayle and her team will deny it. The bottom line is it's a thorny issue. How much money are CNN willing to pay? And secondly, and as ever, allegedly, what will the interview be about? You see, it's supposed to be about the relaunch of Meghan onto the world stage. So far, though, very little has been known about that imminent arrival back onto such a world platform. But either way, Gayle's very keen to sit down with Meghan. As you can imagine, she is a talked about person around the world. They truly believe they can pick up some PR. And more importantly, who is there that Gayle can now sit down with, seemingly to rake in some particular headlines? I'm not knocking her as a journalist. I believe with, of course, the right production team behind her, she can certainly deliver a power-packed interview. But what's interesting here is this said interview could be around about the middle of September, just around the time that Prince William's about to land for his charitable event, Earthshot. Now, it couldn't be possible, could it, that Meghan would like to take shine away from another senior member of the British monarchy? Wouldn't be like Meghan, would it? No. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.